Welcome to the Teacher's Corner. Dr. Trigo's lecture on transnational migration raises very important issues. In order to understand, learn, and value every student in our classrooms, it is important for teachers to know where their immigrant students and their families come from. Have you ever wondered how it's life where these students and their families used to live? Have you ever wondered what the path they follow to get here looks like? And where they are located within our communities, what their communities look like? Do they have any similarities? What are the differences between the new community they form here within our cities and the ones they left behind? To find answers to these questions, to learn and to be able to teach our other students about our immigrant students' backgrounds, today's web-based resource is Google Maps. Google Maps is easy to use. Go to the site of mapsgoogle.com and in there on the search bar, type any location you would like to see on Street View. For example, Zócalo in Oaxaca, Mexico. Once you're there, you're going to be able to see a yellow pin. When you drag the pin in, a lot of lines are going to change into blue. That means that you will be able to see any street where you drop the pin in there. For example, this is the Zócalo. And if we look around using these these arrows, we can see exactly how the video was taken, or the pictures in this case. We can ask our students, or we ourselves, if we are interested in exploring, we can do virtual exploration of a Zócalo, how life is there, the architecture, the types of people that are there, and we can move around just as if we were tourists in the Zócalo in Oaxaca City. Oaxaca is one of the places Dr. Cohen will talk about later in the week. Here we can look at the types of people, the activities, the informal businesses, everything that is related to life as it is in Mexico at the time that Google recorded. We can help our students see and not just form stereotypes, but actually try to understand how the life in Mexico is and how does that compare to the life of the immigrants here in the United States. For example, in this picture, I went down the street and found that there are a lot of people selling. To compare life in Mexico to life in the United States, we can choose a place like La Villita in Chicago, Illinois. We can also put it on our search and start looking at how life is in Chicago for the Mexicans who have immigrated there. As you can see, this is 51 in California. No, sorry, 55 in California. So that's Gage Park. It's one of the hubs for Mexican, it's a hub of entry for Mexicans in the United States. We can do exactly the same thing. We can walk around and just look at, again, family life, people walking on the streets, the type of businesses that we can find. For example, if we turn using the arrows, we can see tamales and Chinese restaurant, of course, but the dentist, they even advertise in Spanish. We have the bakery called La Famosa. You can see it on the back. And also, if you turn around, there is the tortilla truck delivering tortillas for the businesses. But now the most important thing is to see what are the migration patterns, especially for transnational students. If we put in the search driving directions from Chicago to Michoacán, Michoacán is a group of transnationals that Dr. Fowler will be talking in week 6, we can see the map all the way from Chicago, where they're from, to Michoacán in Mexico. And we can see step by step what is the path that all the families and the students will go through every time they go to Mexico. These are for the transnational students or the people who go back and forth visiting. So you can see in the map, it gives you the option to see the street view with that yellow man. You can just click on the yellow man and see, and students and yourself can realize how the landscape changes from the moment they leave the US, they cross the border, to where they're in Mexico. You see difference in roads, difference in cars, topography. Find out where students in your area come from and have a good trip. Google Maps is just the tip of the iceberg. I recommend that you explore Google, Google Apps, Google Plus, and Google Drive. There are an infinite number of possibilities. You just have to try and discover. Have fun trying Google, Google Plus, and Google Apps. This is all for today. See you next week.